What's that? It's Pig Nuts coming to you live from the Pigpen. It is Piggy himself, and I am happy to be back. Week 10, coming to you live. I am feeling a little so-so at the moment. Drank a little bit, feel a little sick, but that's okay. Piggy is here for you. I know you guys did too. I'm very jealous. Avi, Mazel Tov. I wish I could have been there. I am sure you all are hungover too, but I am going to give you some Pig Nuts. Starting off with college football roundup. FSU looks like ass. UF looks like major ass. Canes look all right. They looked bad for the first quarter, but they came back, and I think they lost. They didn't cover the spread by like half a point, but they look fine. Moving on to who's back, who's dead, who's not back, but not dead. We got the Democrats are back. Whoop, whoop. They crushed the recent elections, winning governor races in Virginia and New Jersey, redistricting in California, some Supreme Court races in Pennsylvania. They even got a couple like board seats in Georgia that they haven't done in years. And of course, they got NYC Mayor Zohran Mamdani elected. We'll get into him a little more. Not as excited for him, but excited for the Democrats. And there's some reasons why. Cost of living. Everyone is very poor. Trump's approval rating is low, but without him on the ballot, pubs are not showing up to vote. There is a huge divide in the Republican Party, which I'll get into a little more later. But basically, without Trump on the ballot, turnout's low. Democrats, good for them on that. And Latinos now hate Trump. They either hate Trump or they've been deported. So the Latino turnout has not been good for the pubs, which is good for the Democrats. Do I think that they are eventually going to screw it up and lose again? Of course, because they're the Democrats and they stink. But for now, they are up. Next up on Who's Back, we got Javier Milei. Javier Milei, the Argentinian president, was at Mar-a-Lago. And this is a quick video of him. Look at him doing his little Trump dance. Look at it. Look how excited he is. What a world we're living in. Look at this. How stupid is that? And he's at the CPAC at Mar-a-Lago, and he's just doing a little dance because he just got $40 billion, by the way. The country's in tatters, but we're giving $40 billion to his boy from Argentina because he screwed up his government. So good for Javier Milei. He's back. Deaf people are back. Deaf people are back. I didn't know why they weren't back, but they are back now because a judge orders the White House to use ASL or American Sign Language interpreters again in briefings for the president and the press secretary. I don't know why they took them away. I guess budget cuts or government shutdown. But deaf people get to hear, whether they want to hear or not, I guess. Maybe good for them. But they got sign language back. Who's dead? Everyone in New York, in my opinion, is dead because Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic Socialist, who he agrees that he is a Democratic Socialist. I also think he's a communist. He won. I was cuckoo for Como. Unfortunately, he did not win. He's not a pervert. He's just Italian. And Silwa, that guy with the beret, is a coward, and he ruined New York, even though I think even with his votes, Como wouldn't have won, but it would have been close. He's a traitor. He's a loser. We got Zohran, who's never had a job in his life. He was an actor. He was a rapper. He comes from a rich family, even though he cries poor all the time. He's also anti-Semitic, in my opinion. He says he's not, but I think he is. He states he wants to make the city more affordable, free buses, frozen rents, universal health care, and higher minimum wages. Sounds good. How are you going to do that? Ask my dad, who came from Cuba. Castro said the same thing. Did not work. There's no way to do that. You can't just give away a bunch of free stuff and expect inflation not to rise or people not to get pissed off. All the rich people are not just going to sit there and get taxed more. They'll come to Florida. They'll do other stuff. You're going to lose a ton of people. If the guy next to you is not paying rent, why would I pay rent? And then that screws up the whole building. The landlord doesn't want to fix the building because no one's paying him anyway. It doesn't work at all. He also wants to defund the police. He didn't denounce October 7th. Having Bernie, AOC, Rashid Tlaib, and Zohran as the face of the Democrats, I think will end up biting them in the butt again. I think that's how you end up getting Trump. I think that's how you end up getting Vance 2028. I know that it's a win for now. I don't think it's a future win. He doesn't like Israel. He doesn't like the IDF. Socialism is just not going to work, in my opinion. Sorry, cough. Who else is dead? Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney's dead. Actually dead. One of the most powerful and possible evil vice presidents of all time. This is a true American story, though. Flunked out of Yale, worked as a lineman for a power company in Wyoming, got 2 DUIs at a young age, and he went on to be Gerald Ford's chief of staff at the age of 34, which is very impressive after that first stuff. I guess there wasn't a lot of people in politics at the time. Then he works for the government and the White House for a while. Clinton beats Bush, and he ends up going to work for Halliburton, which is that super evil energy company. And then Clinton's done, so Bush is like, hey, I need a VP. You're my boy. Who should I pick as VP? And he's like, I think you should pick me. So he picks him because Bush is Bush, of course. And people allege that Cheney was acting as president and was shaping policy, which is something that the vice president does not do. He sold the Iraq war after 9/11, which of course benefited Halliburton and his stock options. He also shot his friend quail hunting. And he was not the Republican confidence in him was waning. He was not as popular in the party since the MAGA movement, but in the Hippo household, he's still a hero. So RIP, Dick Cheney. You are an American legend. Next up on Who's Dead, we got the Jews. The Jews are unfortunately dead. The far right and the far left hates us. Tucker Carlson's interviewing Nick Fuentes and not disputing the fact that he's saying a bunch of super Nazi things, and he agrees that he is a Nazi, Nick Fuentes. We also got Zoran, which is not great when his NYC is the largest Jewish population city in the world. We have the Heritage Foundation, which is like the biggest Republican organization. Kevin Roberts coming out and not denouncing Nick Fuentes or Tucker Carlson. Ben Shapiro's our last hope. Not really my guy. Probably Gin's guy, but not really my guy. But now he's my guy. He is our hero. We need Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro for president. This division and the anti-Semitism. I don't know if you guys saw the Dave Portnoy video where he's outside doing his normal pizza review and some guy shouts, "Fuck the Jews, fuck Dave Portnoy." It is getting more divisive. A bunch of the Vance stuff came out that like 40% of his cabinet is Groypers, which is basically the people that ride for Fuentes and they're anti-Semitic and they hate the Jews. It's not good. And I think the Republican Party is at a crossroads where they need to figure out what they're going to do. I don't think that Trump's anti Semitic. I think he likes the Jews. But they need to figure out what they're going to do because a lot of them are getting radicalized. And I think it'll hurt the Republican Party long term. The Democrats also need to start standing with the Jews, which will further distance them from the Republicans. I think that would help them. But right now, not a great time for the Jews. Next up on Who's Dead, everyone on SNAP benefits. Everyone on SNAP benefits, that's the food stuff, the food stamps, EBT cards. And while we can agree or disagree that some of these people shouldn't be on them to begin with, and they should go out and get a job, and they shouldn't be able to buy this, or they shouldn't be able to buy that, and you shouldn't be able to get cookies, your kids should only have healthy stuff, whatever. Of course, we all agree that people going hungry is bad, and kids, no fault of their own, they should be starving, except for the Trump admin, who courts ruled that they had to use emergency funds for these EBT benefits, and then they appealed it to the Supreme Court, who now agreed with the Trump organization. So these people are still hungry. Government shutdown still going on, of course, which is not good for anyone on EBT benefits. Who else is dead? Everyone flying for Thanksgiving. Everyone flying for Thanksgiving. Government shutdown, day 40, longest in the history of government shutdowns. So if you are thinking of flying, or if you're coming back from a wedding, I don't know how, tell me how your travel was. Air traffic control is basically just one guy. TSA is like two guys. All the flights are grounded. All the flights are canceled. You got planes blowing up. You have planes almost hitting each other. Not the time to be flying. Who's not back but not dead? We got Finns fans. Finns fans are not back but not dead. We had a bad trade deadline. We got rid of Jalen Phillips, who stated the best thing that's ever happened to him is being traded to the Eagles, which is hilarious because he just got married and had a kid. That's how much he enjoyed playing for the Dolphins. We didn't trade Russell Douglas. We didn't trade Chubb. We didn't trade Fitzpatrick. We didn't trade Waddle. We didn't trade A-Chain. We have McDaniel probably for another year. We have Tua definitely for another year, unless we eat all of his salary and trade him somehow or cut him, but that's not going to happen. It's a huge cap hit. But we got rid of Chris Greer, who's been with us since 2000. He is a cancer. He's one of the worst GMs of all time, if not the worst GM of all time. So there is a little bit of a sliver of hope. We need to lose some more of these games, even though I'm still rooting for them. So FinFan, not back but not dead. Next up on Not Back But Not Dead, we have Sleepy Trump. Sleepy Trump, which is hilarious. They called it Sleepy Biden. This guy's sleeping through a meeting. There's an Ozempic meeting. He's lowering the price of Ozempic, and this old evil executive from Ozempic is there, and he's giving a speech, and then RFK's there, of course, and Trump's like sleeping, nodding on and off, and this Ozempic executive just like dies. He like faints and dies, and he doesn't actually die, but he like faints and is down for a while. RFK like runs out of the room and just like doesn't want to be a part of it. Trump like wakes up and then just stands and like stares into the abyss while everyone's helping him. Pretty funny stuff. Sleepy Trump is not back but not dead. Home buyers are not back but not dead. Trump announced that he wants to give us the option of 50-year mortgages. 50-year mortgages. FDR gave us 30-year mortgages. Now Trump is trying to give us 50-year mortgages. And this is because the young generation can't buy houses. Of course, they're poor. The average age of home buyers right now is 40 years old, which is the highest it's ever been. Affordability is very bad. I believe this is kicking down the can down the road. People will die with mortgages and pass them on. You won't be able to build equity. It's all going to be PMI and interest for like the first 20 years. You're going to have no equity in your house. And you're only saving like a few $100s by doing a 50-year mortgage, and now you're paying double. So if you're $400,000 house, you're going to pay like 1.2 million at the end of the loan. Now you're paying like 2.4. It's insane. It's very good for the banks. It's very good for the lenders. I don't think it's good for the people. I think the solution should be that private equity should stop buying single family homes, and foreign people should stop buying, or organizations should stop buying all the single family homes up. That's my opinion on that. Show of the week, Pluribus on Apple TV. It's the Breaking Bad director. He also did Better Call Saul, of course, and it's the woman from Better Call Saul is the main actress, and the main character is the most miserable person on earth, and she has the challenge of saving the world from happiness. There's an alien virus that infects everyone, and they become super happy, and she needs to figure out how to stop this. It's a lot of tropes on AI and internet and phones. Sci-fi show. So far, it's very good. It's only like 2 episodes. You should watch that. Bets of the day. I had Alex Pierce props, which hit, by the way, but those are early. We got this game going on. Atlanta Colts 17-13. Fins, Bills. Of course, I'm going to take the Fins because I'm a homer and I'm a loser. Over 50. I like them scoring a bunch of points. I like over 18.5 for the Dolphins team total. I like +9 Fins. We always play the Bills kind of close. I know the team's bad, but we always play them close. It's at home. Panthers -5 at home against the Saints. The Saints are pure ass. They have Tyler Slow starting. Kamara's a pumpkin. The O-line's all beat up. Panthers are actually sneaky good. Panthers are a good team other than Bryce Young. The team looks good. The defense looks good. The weapons on offense, the running game looks good. I like that. Give me the Panthers -5. Give me Lions -8 at Washington. They have Mariota starting. They have Scary Terry's out. Their run game has looked recently. Their defense is banged up. Lions have lost back-to-back games, I think, for the first time in a very long time. I could be wrong on that. Fact check me, but I'm pretty sure they have. I think this is a big bounce back week for the Lions, -8. And then give me the Bucks -2 at home against the Patriots. That's the game of the week, I believe. Bucks -2.5. I think Baker has a big game. That's all I got. Have a day. Mazel tov, Avi. Hope you guys had a good time.